This is for section 2.6 from your textbook, and today we're going to look at how to solve equations by using both the multiplication and division property. Yesterday we did addition and subtraction. So I've got a couple of definitions right here, and here I'd like you to take time out of your busy day to split your screen and copy them down. Basically it states that for both of them you can multiply both sides of the equation by the same number and you're not going to change the equation. So what does that mean? If I have x divided by 3 equals 7, we have to ask ourselves, what are we doing to the x? Well, we're dividing it by 3. What is the opposite of division? Multiplication. So if we multiply both sides by 3, that's 3 over 1. We have to know that this is 7 over 1 times 3 over 1. If we multiply, this cross cancels. 3 cancels out. We're going to have just an x on this side. And for this one, 7 times 3 equals 21. So we're all set there. And next is the division property of equality. You divide both sides by the same number. You will not change the value either. So in this case, if I have 3 times x equals 21, what happens? What am I doing to the x? Ask yourself every time, what am I doing to the x? I'm multiplying it by 3. The opposite of multiplying by 3 is going to be dividing by 3. So if we do this, 3 divided by 3 is 1, so that just becomes an x. And 21 divided by 3 is 7. So in this case, x equals 7. Now the examples on the first page were pretty easy. What we have to do in this situation is simplify before using inverse operations. So you can see here in our first problem that we have a 7x and a 3x equals 24. So rather than figure out what we're doing to both x's, we're just going to combine the x's. So we've done this by combining like terms. 7x minus 3x is 4x, and that equals 24. Now again, this is very simple. Ask yourself, what are you doing to the x? Well, we're multiplying by 4. So the opposite of multiplying by 4 is to divide by 4. And if we do that, we're going to wind up with just an x, and 24 divided by 4 equals 6. So x equals 6. Same thing for your next example. We have a 12y and a 10y. Let's make that 22y equals negative 110. So what are we doing to the y? We're multiplying by 22, so we're going to divide by 22. And divide by 22. Now again, all your integer rules still come into play, so it's a negative 110 divided by a positive 22. So a negative divided by a positive is going to give us a negative 5. And that's our final answer right there. And if you thought you were done with the distributive property, you were wrong. So here's what we have in this example right now. We have negative 3 equals z divided by 6 plus 11. So again, we have to ask ourselves, what are we doing to the z? Well, we're dividing it by 6 plus 11. So that could be not just an 11 down the bottom. That could be a variable or something like that. So we have to use this distributive property. So what I'm going to do is multiply both sides by 6 plus 11. We put that in parentheses. All right, and that will go away because 6 plus 11, let's just do it out, is 17 divided by 17, and that will cross cancel. And then we're going to have negative 3 times 6 plus 11 equals z. And we can do this two ways. We can go negative 3 times 6 is negative 18. Negative 3 times 11 is negative 33. If we add that together, we're going to get negative 51. Now we could have just done what you were looking at in here, saying 6 plus 11 is 17. Negative 3 times 17 equals negative 51. So either way we do that, we're going to find out that z equals negative 51. Here it's simple to just, we can again multiply with the distributive property, or we can just do these first. So we can take 9 minus a minus 4. We don't subtract, so freeze, change. 9 plus 4 equals 13. And that's going to equal w divided by 8. first thing you have to ask yourself with these problems: what am I doing to the variable? What's happening to the w? Well, we're dividing w by 8. The opposite of dividing by 8 is to multiply by 8. Multiply by 8. And if we do that, we get w equals 104. That's it. We've got some classwork. Get after it.